Hey YouTube, Alex here, and I wanted to do a video expressing gratitude for the best Christmas that I've ever had. It's a beautiful day here on the boulevard in Dumaguete. I'm actually coming to you on Christmas Day, and it's a sunny day. There's some clouds in the sky, but I'm not sure that it will rain too much today. Yeah, it's wonderful to be here in the Philippines. I didn't always have such good Christmases as I have here in the Philippines. I have had plenty of Christmases alone, by myself, back in the United States. I'll try to show a photo, if I can find one online, of my old apartment or a comparable apartment in California where I used to live. I've spent most of my Christmases as an adult by myself. Even last year in Thailand, I spent Christmas alone. This year I attended not one, not two, not three, but actually 4 Christmas get-togethers, starting with Ray, moving on to Jim, then Justin, and finishing with a friend who's a fairly private person. You know who you are if you're watching this video, but I do want to respect your privacy. These 4 Christmases have been fantastic. Each of them has been wonderful in their own way. Not just the food, which I enjoy a lot, but more importantly, the company that I got to enjoy the time with. And it's just so different to have Christmas with a big group of friends, people that you get along with, people that you can relate to, as opposed to just sitting in a cold California apartment with overcast weather. I remember 2 years ago on Christmas trying to find a place that was open. I think the pizza place was open, one of the 2 businesses in my immediate neighborhood that actually opened on Christmas Day, and I got some pizza. And the guy working there felt sorry for me and gave me some extra pizza. So this year was a far cry from that. And even better than the Christmas I spent in Thailand last year. That was pretty lonely. Now I picked up tutoring hours online, was able to do some online tutoring, but it's still not the same to have a bunch of different get-togethers with friends and people that you enjoy spending time with. People that I never would have met if I hadn't come here to the Philippines. I'd seen most of them on YouTube, but it's a whole nother thing to actually be there in person, spending time with these people that I'd always admired their tenacity and courage to come halfway around the world to live a better life. But to actually spend time with them in person and to be included and to feel that sense that you belong to a community has really helped me a lot with happiness and finding joy. And I remember growing up, to make up for the fact that my family was kind of messed up, certain family members would be very generous with buying material gifts. And I don't know that I was always so grateful for that, because it just felt like a substitution for something that was more meaningful, which is time spent together. And so these Christmases I've had here have resulted in the best Christmas I've ever experienced in my life. It's so wonderful. I can't express my gratitude enough for all of the different people that have been good to me here in the Philippines. Material wealth is really easy to find back in the US. You see it all around you. I think happiness is more and more fleeting back home. It's been wonderful for me to be here in the Philippines, to experience a great Christmas, even better than the Christmas I spent 5 years ago here in the Philippines. So that was the last fantastic Christmas I had, was when I was with my buddy Zyrel in northern Mindanao in Cagayan de Oro. We spent Christmas at his mother-in-law's house, and we had plenty of nice drinks and good food. And that was special, and I don't want to discount from that Christmas, but that was like the warm-up to this Christmas, where this year was like 4x that. That taught me a lot about Filipino Christmas. It taught me a lot about the sense of community that Filipinos are really good at fostering here in the Philippines. But yeah, I'll never forget this Christmas. I'll never forget the time we spent together, the joking, the laughing, the Christmas games, the delicious food. I mean, man, like, all these people that are saying there's no good food in the Philippines, they have never met my friends. Not just the events that we've had, but also the incredible food that we've had. Pizza ain't bad. There's a whole nother level in terms of enjoying things like lechon and spaghetti and lasagna and all these interesting dishes that Filipinos enjoy year-round, but especially around the holidays, and to have friends that you can connect with and spend time with, and to just enjoy your time. You know, it's not super enjoyable to have Christmas by yourself. It's pretty lonely back in the States, so I want to give a shout out to all the people who may be watching this today alone in North America or in Europe or in any other part of the world where maybe they grew up having a more festive Christmas or a happier Christmas like the United States used to have back in the day. But today, they aren't experiencing that Christmas. They may be alone, they may be lonely. It's really a tough time of year for a lot of people, and I think it's important that we keep those people in mind. And if there's somebody that you want to reach out to that you know may be spending the day alone, please do so. It's a really nice way to make people feel like they are in someone's thoughts. If they're feeling lonely, if they're feeling isolated, they're feeling like they are all alone today. It is really tragic. Not everyone is so blessed to have what I am so fortunate to have here in the Philippines. I can't thank everybody enough for being so inclusive. Please keep in mind too that for some people this will be their first Christmas without a loved one. It is not an easy time of year for a lot of people. They are reminded for many of what they do not have, and we want to be considerate of them and to think about them, because not everyone in the world is so fortunate to be surrounded by people that they care about. And I don't want to guilt people, I don't want to bring the mood down. I know for a lot of people this is also a very happy time of year. Certainly it has been that way for me this year. It's worth thinking about and expressing gratitude. I think gratitude's a big one. I am feeling this year, and I'm thankful for this year. I'm thankful for not sitting alone in an old apartment in California by myself eating pizza. I want to express gratitude for everyone that has been good to me here in Dumaguete. The validation that people have provided me with has been life-changing and life-affirming. It's made me feel a lot happier about the future, and really thinking through a lot of the gratitude I have to express. You know, back home you tell people you're struggling, they tell you to build a bridge and get over it. They act like it's a personal failing. And a lot of my friends here don't have that attitude. They're much more encouraging, they're much more validating. We share in stories of each other's struggles. We express empathy and sympathy for the difficulties that we've experienced in our lives. I ask that if you have it within your heart and within your budget to be generous to different charities, or to be charitable in your own way, if that's something, like I said, that you can do. People have been very generous to me here. People have been very charitable toward me here, and I hope to pay it forward in the future. I have to be transparent in that I'm not where I want to be, but I know I will be one day, and that when the time comes, I would like to be more generous and more charitable and be in a position where I could help other people out, just as I have been helped out, just as I have been taken care of. Please stay tuned to the end for a credits roll to thank those who have been so good to me. It's a very small token of appreciation that I could share in return for the kindness that has been shown to me. Christmas time was always kind of hard for me growing up because my family situation, and to have happy Christmases is such a blessing. I mean, I remember Christmas when I was growing up, we were all trying to pretend that things were normal, that things weren't messed up, that we were a normal, happy family, and that things weren't the way they were, right? There was this idea of being avoidant, avoiding the elephants in the room, avoiding the difficult conversations, and pretending like everything was okay, and that just never made any sense to me. Now, by no means do I think my situation was the most toxic one out there, but certainly it was not the best either. I remember watching a lot of the Christmas specials on TV and also the cartoon ones and thinking, man, I wish we were like that. But we weren't, and that's just the way it was. So I have extra appreciation for this year's Christmas in the Philippines. It's been nice to see Filipinos who aren't so materially wealthy that still smile and still have Christmas cheer and still get together to enjoy time with family. even if they are of modest means and may not have the material trappings that we see in the US. Maybe because I grew up in a secular family, but I don't ever remember hearing, I'm grateful that we have this food, I'm grateful that we have these gifts, I'm grateful that we're in a comfortable house with the heat on. It was always me, 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 me. And so it's so different to hear people open up the Christmas meal with a prayer and to express thanks and gratitude for what we are blessed with here in the Philippines, not just materially, but also in terms of quality relationships and a sense of community. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate everybody's support, all the new subscribers, the wonderful people that I've met this year. It's been an incredible year. I think next year will be even better. And if you like the channel, you haven't yet subscribed, I think a bunch of you haven't yet subscribed. If you like this channel and you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.